Hey guys, it's Sarah here from New England Junk Journals. I am on to show you how I am constructing my spines for these little golden books. So my goal is to do all 10 that I have picked out. So what you're going to need for this project today, if you wanted to follow along, was a little golden book, including the little extra piece. What I did was I just cut down the middle, removed the staples, pried them apart so that I had the full bookboard. And then I went and reinforced where the bend was with a couple pieces of thick cardstock. So you're going to need that. I did a 1-inch spine. This is double thickness of a really stiff file folder. Some fabric, although I don't think I'm going to be adding the fabric today. You're also going to need some PVA glue. This is just Eileen's Turbo Tacky Glue. Something to bind your spine in. I am using just some athletic sports tape that you can find in the first aid area of Walmart or any of those places. It's just kind of a slightly stretchy fabric tape. You're also going to need something to score in between your covers and your spine to make sure that they fold properly. I'm just using this scoring tool / embossing tool from the Dollar Tree. If you have a thinner bone folder, that would work great, but mine is kind of thick for this project. And I think that's it, guys. So let's jump in. I think I have enough tape to show you how to do one of these. And then as soon as I get my order today, I'll come back and I'll just do a little fast forward of me completing the rest of them. Okay, so all I'm doing is lining it up on this grid mat and have a little bit of kind of like washi tape. I'm just gonna hold it in place while I am taping my spine. And I've cut out 1 inch width, 1 inch width. And I do need to trim a tiny bit off of the height. There we go, perfect. And let's see here. I want to give enough space here so that it can bend freely, but I don't want too much space. And then same thing with this, making sure to line up the bottom so that these are even. And I think that's about good. Now, what I'm using to bind these is some athletic tape. All right, so I'm going to measure slightly longer so that I can fold it over the top and the bottom. And then because it doesn't have a super amount of adhesion, I do have some tacky glue, some Eileen's tacky glue that I'm just going to use on either side to make sure that it stays down. My glue bottle doesn't want to. There we go. I think it might have a slight clog in it. That's better. All right. And as you get it close to the cover, it's kind of translucent enough that you can see through to line everything up. I do also have a scoring tool, but it's more important to me to score after I've flipped it over and I'm putting the tape on the other side. Sometimes it's even good to have a glue spreader to help things go on smoothly. All right. And it's not necessary for me to get completely to the edge here because I'll be adding the fabric and I will also be adding probably some trim. So to me, it's more about getting everything covered in the middle just to keep that strength. All right, gently tearing this off because I had one of the covers actually rip from this paper tape, even though it is a low tack tape. I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna take that tape here and just gently tear it off. I don't need that to be there anymore. At this point, I can come more toward the middle because I don't need my grid anymore. And then I'm just going to add some glue here for where I'm going to fold it over. I'll do one at a time. And just a little bit in the groove. Now, it's important to go ahead and press in right between those between the spine and the book covers, because I really want this to fold nicely. And since we're going to be adding so many layers, first the tape on both sides and then the spine fabric, I want to make sure that this folds in and out really nicely and there's no bulk. I don't want any extra bulk. Luckily, this process goes by really quickly. It's not very complicated. Especially seeing as how I'm doing 10 of these. All right. And then of course I have to do the same to the inside. All right. So I just stick this side down really well, and then I start at the groove, making sure that that's well indented. Then I can go ahead and smooth out the spine piece. Alternatively, if you are left-handed, it might make sense to do this first and then that. Very, very good. No trouble there at all. All right. Lovely. Very good. Now I find that divot. There we go. And then gently fold over the tape here. Very, very lovely. So as soon as my tape gets here today, I'll come back here and finish up these. So then I want to make sure that I might even have enough to wrap it all the way. I think I do. If I fold this in half, I definitely do. Oh, that's exciting. All the other pieces I had to measure and cut 2 of. So let's see here. Go ahead and snip it there. Saving all of my little strings that come off. I've got quite a pile of them over here. Not sure what I'll do with them, but I guess I'll save them for some mixed media. All right, so in that case, I'll be able to line this up. I like that. That's great. I spent some time yesterday with my sister and we just picked out all the fabrics. These are some gorgeous fabrics that I got recently from Annie. This is the one that's going to be for this book. I have this beautiful gray with yellow and pink flowers. For this one, this ditzy floral will go with the 3 little pigs. This red or pink and white went really well with the pokey little puppy. So I am going to pause for now, and I will cut to a montage of me doing the rest of these spines. All right, so I have all of my spines done. I have all my fabrics torn down, and I'm not going to be lining the spines quite yet. When I pick out my papers, I do plan on getting some papers to go on the inside, and I would like to do that before I put down my spine fabric. So that's what we will be doing next time when we come back, is picking out papers for all of these journals, putting down our end papers, and putting our spine fabric in. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was really helpful for you guys. It's not exactly a tutorial, but it's kind of a follow along, if you will. So thank you for joining me. God bless you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.